So good morning to myself, the sun, sky, and the earth, and the water. Anyways, so I was checking out the subway, and there's an entrance in, and they kind of cattle you into this offside patio where there's locks, so you can't get in or out through the patio. So this must be like a major corralling point. I'll show you the locks if you're interested. Don't take my word for it. There must be some sort of underground subway here linked to the United States government. No, I'm just totally kidding. But it does have locks on it. But, yeah. Watch out for the subways. Not only is the food toxic, so will be your last destination. So, yeah, I'm still in Tucson, Arizona. It's alright, it's pretty laid back here. Population's small. There's beautiful mountains. I don't know. Yeah, there's girls here. And boys. It's cool. They have like the cell phone towers like everywhere. Even in Phoenix, they were. Check it out. Cell phone tower. Like lots of them. Imagine if that was like directly into the dome piece. Yeah. Right, well, that could do the old soft wiring of the brain. Oh yeah. I was talking about neuroplasticity. Its ability for the brain to create new pathways. Yeah, like to think creatively. But like how some things can become a medicine, it can become like a drug. Or like these good things they can turn them into bad stuff. Especially when it has like medicinal qualities. Whether it be in the heart, mind, or spirit. Or the body, yeah. Physical addiction. Yeah, it's because gluttony exists. Well, there's a spiritual malady because we're not doing anything spiritual. Like indigenous people completely are integrated into their environment. Their environment thrives because they thrive, and they thrive because their environment thrives, right? So they're totally operating on a different level of consciousness, right? Biologically speaking, too. This is what happens biologically to the indigenous person. Or someone that has like a serious connection. I'm not saying those are all indigenous people, but based on biology and race, there are advantages and disadvantages. And for one to completely ignore these facts, especially when they're on a journey, is completely inconducive. If you're like have a spiritual agenda, or you're trying to grow spiritually, or as a human being. Yeah, imagine what that is. Human being. So anyways. Yeah, so that dissonance, it like gets further and further, and then creates greater schisms in these places of mind, heart, body, and spirit. Yeah. So, like, if you don't have the resolution existing in these areas where conflict exists, like, you're not spiritually growing. Like, you're not self-actualizing, because if you've actualized the self, or you're operating from the self, like, these things can't happen. You can't have dissonance. It's like dissonance would be like, you're part of a religion, right? And that religion calls for you not to smoke, but you still smoke, right? So what the individual does, or like, it compensates, right? So, like, it's not going to give up addiction, so it will mirror the philosophies or ideologies of the religion, right? Of the institution. So it will say, oh, well, smoking's not that bad, right? Like, God's going to forgive me, or whoever they think in their mind, like, is measuring these things hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second, documenting everything he does. That's how important that individual is. Yeah. So anyways, so I say smoke is not that bad. Yeah. So that alleviates like the guilt or the shame or anything, whether it be coming from within or the particular group that they're involved with. Yeah. So they just made the compensation. So they reached equilibrium. Yeah, so if you start looking at duality is just a bunch of crap. Like, all duality is established and founded on was, like, accepting the fact that bad things happen. But for only, like, in order for bad to exist, there has to be good. Like, bad cannot, like, operate on itself like it means good. Like, good doesn't need bad, you know what I'm saying? So, like, these are obviously architects who design and engineered different religions for different groups of people, so it would interact with them on a cultural level, which they created the culture. So it all adds up to nonsense, right? So if you're living in a dualistic frame of mind, like it's always like there's always have to be a versus. Yeah, always has to be like a conflict, whether it be internally or externally, right? What I'm worried about is internal conflict. Well, my internal conflicts, like, I've already battled them. Like, I'm the winner. Even when I lost, like, I was winning with these internal conflicts. So, yeah, some people don't even go play in those depths. Like, it's all external, right? Yeah, it's easy to, like, mess around with the external conflicts that happen on a daily basis and get involved with yourself. Yeah, so that's what I was writing about. Like, it gets deeper. So this dissonance, like, creates more apathy, creates or adds to the facade or the illusion, right? That people get taken into, and sometimes they give us an illusion, and they want us to buy it as a spiritual experience or some sort of because they have to, because we're spiritual beings. There's a malady that exists on the whole entire planet, right? Like when they had a spiritual problem when they come over here. Look what they did to the indigenous people, man. Wiped them all out. That's a serious sickness. Commit acts of genocide on a whole group of people. Not only do you kill them, you take away their parents, you take away their grandparents, you take away their language, everything about them becomes dirty. Yeah. But those institutions and those systems that were guiding that sort of train of thought and that sort of behavior still exist. They've just manifested differently. Right? So, dissonance, apathy, neuroplasticity.
Really? Yeah.
Sounds like a trilogy to me. Monoson, it's Trinity. Oh my God. I just spoke to God. Yeah. No, just kidding. No, but that's one thing that I find highly fascinating. When people speak to God, right? Or they claim to speak to God. Or there's some sort of revelation, and that revelation is a consequence of speaking to God, or God spoke to them. Not like a cell phone. Not with like words that were auditory, but just like the vibe, the feeling, which I would accept. But most of the people that are saying this take the stances that they're not even operating with self, right? And their idea of God is, there was more to that, I forgot about it, but anyways, because it's on 10, and I'm getting hungry. My hunger cells are telling me to eat.